What is up, Buttercup? This video is going to be a little different than our normal video where we cook and show you our recipes. We took a plane trip slash road trip last week up into the Northeast for a foliage tour, and along the way we documented and journeyed some food that we ate at different restaurants. So that's what this trip, or what this video is going to be about, our trip that we took while we were in the Northeast. We had one full day we were going to spend in New York City, so we took an Uber ride into New York and shared some. I'll share some photos of some of the places that we went, and we will see how you think it. See what you think about our trip. We enjoyed it. We had fun doing it. So at any rate, I'll be back in just a few minutes, and I'll talk to you some more about the places we went and some of the food that we shared and we documented, and see what you think. So stay with us. As I was saying, we were fortunate enough to be flying first class, and it's really nice. You know, you get to fly along there, and they bring you some snacks to start with, and it's really good. But the food, yeah, well, it's pretty much the same as any other. One of the first places we got to visit was the 9/11 Memorial, and I must say it's a very sombering place to visit, and of course a very tragic time in the history of the United States. If you ever have a chance to go there, you should go and see what's going on there. One of the things that was on my bucket list was to eat a hot dog from a vendor off the street, and we got to do that while we were there, and it's kind of a cool experience. Time did not allow us to go across the bay to see the Statue of Liberty up close, but we did get a look from this side of the island. A carriage ride through Central Park with Christy and Oreo was on tap for the day, and I gotta say, Central Park was kind of cool to ride through there and see all the different buildings. We were able to see the Dakota building where John Lennon lived and where he was assassinated, and his wife actually still lives there. Nothing says Tex-Mex like New York City. Yeah. One of the things on my bucket list was to eat at Louis' Lunch. Supposedly this is where the hamburger was invented back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And you can see they still have the original grills that they cook on, or ovens, whatever you want to call those things, and they're kind of cool looking. You get your hamburger one of two ways. You either get it with tomatoes and onions or without. They're made on white bread and they're cooked medium rare, so if you don't like a medium rare hamburger, you're kind of in trouble. But it was really a cool experience. Everyone kind of shares tables and you get to know your neighbor, which was quite fun. We met some folks there, and it was really neat to sit and visit with folks from around the country. It's close to Yale University, so it was pretty crowded, but they moved folks in pretty quick and got them out pretty quick. The lady at the counter remembered my name, said that was her brother's name, so she wouldn't have a problem remembering it. Our breakfast the next morning was in Manchester, New Hampshire. A quaint little place called Margie's Dream, and it was set, looked like in an old house maybe. The decor was kind of cool looking. The people there were extremely friendly. Our little waitress, Macy, was just a doll, and she put up with my antics and my jokes and cutting up. So breakfast was average, but it was really good. It was the atmosphere, I think, that made the whole thing. We actually met a couple there, young couple that were traveling across the country, and they were documenting where they were going and what they were eating, and they were going to visit all 50 states. They were from Indiana, and I'm not sure how long they'd been going, but Texas was on their list to see, and hopefully they'll be here someday. We found this small lake driving through, a lot of pull-offs and turnarounds where you can stop and look, and it's just magnificent to see the different colors of the landscape in the fall as they're changing up in that part of the country. Just absolutely beautiful. We stayed in North Conway, New Hampshire for a few days, or for one day, day and a half, I guess. Found a place that called Moat Mountain Smokehouse, and they boasted of having Texas-style brisket. So we thought we'd go check them out and just see if it actually was Texas-style brisket. Uh, Service was a little lacking, but hey, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Um, the brisket, I was surprised at. It actually had a really good flavor. It looked kind of strange, but it tasted really good. And I asked the lady there if they smoked in house, and she said yes. And I asked if the pit master was there, and of course no. But I wanted to visit with the pit master, and I asked her, uh, "How did your pit master learn how to do this?" And they had actually traveled to different parts of the country, Texas being one, and I think Memphis for ribs, and learned how to cook their meats that way. But it was okay. One of the restaurants we went to while in North Conway was called Deacon Street. Ordered a ribeye, medium rare. It was cooked actually to perfection. Of course, you can say I had fries and some corn with bacon in it. One of our companions had a piece of fried fish that looked really good. But one of the strange things that I saw was they didn't offer a side salad with your meal, nor do they have baked potatoes. Now, the baked potato thing I can kind of understand after talking to Joe, our server. They didn't sell very many baked potatoes, and you know, if you got a baked potato that lays around very long, it gets kind of funky. Dried out, and it's not any good. But at any rate, Joe was a super nice guy. We visited with him for a while. Um, he actually had a couple from Texas just before us that were in the restaurant. And anyway, I think he might have been a Cowboy fan. But at any rate, it was a really good steak, had a great flavor, and I'd recommend you going there if you're ever in North Conway, New Hampshire. We stopped in a Columbia outlet while we were there in North Conway, and I met these two guys and tried to strike up a conversation. And they were probably the rudest people I think I ever met. They would even not even acknowledge that I was there. Now I will be quiet and let you view some beautiful scenery for a few slides here to see just the colorful, magnificent fall foliage that was there.